Derek Brunson versus Darren Till takes place this weekend in the main event of UFC Fight Night Vegas 36, Brunson versus Till, and I can't wait for this middleweight main event, the return of Darren Till. After a little bit of a long layoff, he hasn't fought since he took on Robert Whittaker. Of course, he was scheduled to take on Jack Hermansson. He was then scheduled to take on Marvin Vettori. Now he's scheduled to take on Derek Brunson. Hopefully nothing goes wrong and we can finally see Darren Till make his return. And I'm looking forward to the return of Derek Brunson as well. He has been on a rampage recently in the middleweight division, on a bit of a win streak right now, 4 wins in a row, and that is more impressive when you consider that he's doing that at 37 years of age. He is still refusing to leave the top 10 of the middleweight division. He's stuck around. They've given him some tough matchups as well. I feel like he's been the underdog against every single one of his last few matchups, maybe not against Elias Theodorou, because Elias Theodorou is shockingly bad himself. However, Derek Brunson has been the underdog, I want to say, against Ian Heinisch slightly. Then against Edmund Shabazian, he was a bit of a sizable underdog. Then he was even an underdog against Kevin Holland as well. So he's defying the odds by existing in the middleweight division right now. And I know it sounds crazy to say. I know it sounds crazy. But 37-year-old Derek Brunson, who's been around the sport for a very, very long time, could potentially be one fight away from a title shot in the middleweight division in 2021. I know it sounds crazy, but if Derek Brunson wins this one in impressive fashion, and Israel Adesanya wants to stay active, and no one else has really gone on a bit of a win streak in the middleweight division, and maybe Jared Cannonier gets injured and he can't fight for a while, and Derek Brunson's sitting there coming off a big win against Darren Till, if you're Adesanya, why wouldn't you take that free legacy against Derek Brunson? Either way, great matchup this weekend. Derek Brunson, Darren Till. It's not an easy pick. I want to go with Darren Till here. I'm going to go with Darren Till here. I just really do understand the reality that Derek Brunson could go out there, make Darren Till completely gun-shy, get a takedown eventually because Darren Till's worried about too many things going on, and then just lay on Darren Till for 5 straight rounds, maybe get a finish at some point if Darren Till allows Derek Brunson to finish him by completely gassing out like Edmund Shabazian did. Other than that, I could honestly see a very sad reality where Derek Brunson just straight up sits in full guard against Darren Till and lands 5 total strikes a round, and that's how he wins this fight this weekend. However, I don't believe that's going to happen. I do believe that Darren Till's going to go out there and get himself a TKO win. Now, I understand. I keep on picking Darren Till to get TKO wins, and it never happens. However, I do pick him to win. I thought he was going to get a TKO in the first round against Whittaker. He almost did. He landed that great elbow on Whittaker's chin, put him down quite badly, just couldn't get the finish afterwards. Then again, I thought he was going to TKO Kelvin Gastelum, and that never ended up happening. However, he did win that fight against Kelvin Gastelum. I feel as though in this matchup, if Darren Till catches Derek Brunson with the shot that he caught Whittaker with in that first round, or any of the shots that he caught Whittaker with in that first round, I think Derek Brunson's going to be in real danger, and I don't think he's going to have the recovery time or the recovery speed like a guy like what Robert Whittaker does. And I also don't believe that he has the chin that Robert Whittaker does, and I don't think he has the stand-up ability that Robert Whittaker does as well. And let's not forget, Till had to worry about takedowns from Robert Whittaker as well, and he had to worry about takedowns against Kelvin Gastelum. That didn't seem to stop him being able to outstrike them on the feet, because both those guys tried taking him down. Even in the second round against Darren Till, Whittaker was on top landing big shots, went for takedowns throughout the fight to try and mix things up and make Darren Till think about a bunch of different things. Darren Till's takedown defense, I think, is going to be the decider on my prediction here, and his takedown defense is really, really good. The only time we've really ever seen him exposed on the ground in any way was against Tyron Woodley, but then again, he got concussed really badly, dropped on his ass in that fight in the second round. Woodley lands a massive overhand on Darren Till, puts him down, rains down massive, massive elbows. Darren Till's still conscious on the ground, but just obviously semi-conscious because he's taken a bit of a beating by Tyron Woodley. Eventually gets put into a Darce choke and taps. I don't think we're going to see that here, but I do also see the potential reality. Because it's fucking Derek Brunson and he can defy the odds one more time, I do see the reality, the potential reality, that Darren Till is so worried about the takedown that he lowers his hands to try and stuff those takedowns and get natural underhooks on Derek Brunson if he does shoot, and then Derek Brunson just fucking blasts him straight on the chin and KOs him out cold in the first. But I don't think that's going to happen. Darren Till, in his last few fights, has shown that he's at that level of the top of the middleweight division. When you look at what Robert Whittaker did to Derek Brunson, in my opinion, a worse version of Robert Whittaker, I don't think this is a better version of Derek Brunson. I just think this is a version of Derek Brunson who's maybe a little bit more improved and maybe a little bit more patient, and he doesn't rush as much as he used to. But maybe it's just a version of Derek Brunson who's 37, but just isn't taking on Israel Adesanya or Robert Whittaker anymore, because those are the guys that destroy him in that division. Yoel Romero also did the same thing. When you look at those three names, Adesanya was the champion, Whittaker was #1 contender, and at one point Romero was #2. They've always been floating around the top 3 of that middleweight division. Do I believe that Darren Till is in the top 5 of the middleweight division? Because that's what I think he's gonna get himself if he wins here against Derek Brunson. I think he is. The close fight that he had against Robert Whittaker, even with a torn out knee, I think he's definitely got the capabilities to beat Derek Brunson here this weekend by TKO. I think it's going to happen at the end of the first round. I think Brunson's going to be losing the round for himself. Darren Till's going to be a little bit outstriking him, landing a couple of leg kicks. Brunson's maybe going to shoot a takedown in the first round, not be able to get it, but he's going to push Darren Till up against the cage. Then Darren Till's going to land a couple of shots, move away, get himself away from the cage. Derek Brunson's going to go back to the center of the cage, try and play the striking game again, and I can see Darren Till just landing a couple of good shots, a couple of straight left hands, maybe an inside leg kick, maybe a body kick or a little bit of an elbow as they close the distance in the clinch. Then Derek Brunson's going to try another takedown on Darren Till. I think Darren Till's going to stuff that one again, get the underhooks, get himself to the cage, survive there, shimmy off of Derek Brunson, get back to the center of the cage. I think at the end of the first round, Derek Brunson's going to be a little bit desperate, looking for a big thing that's maybe going to secure himself a close round that Darren Till seems to be ahead in, and I think that's when Darren Till's going to catch him with a straight left counter as Brunson comes in, and I think he's going to put him down. Brunson's going to be looking for a single leg like Weidman was against Jacare, and Till's just going to land little rabbit shots behind the ear of Derek Brunson as he's looking for a single leg on Darren Till while being semi-concussed on the ground, and I think the referee's going to step in and call it off as a TKO win for Darren Till. I just don't see this one going Brunson's way. There's one thing I really like about Darren Till, and that's his takedown defense, and I think if Brunson starts not being able to get those takedowns early, he's not going to have as much respect from Darren Till on the feet. If Darren Till can stuff the takedowns early, he's going to be way more confident on the feet as well, because he doesn't really have to worry about the takedowns. If he stuffs takedowns from Derek Brunson in the first 2 rounds of this fight, if it does go that long, he's going to then be okay on the feet to think to himself, right, well, if he does get me down, I'm just going to get right back up anyway, so I might as well just be comfortable here on the feet with Derek Brunson rather than worrying about the takedown the entire time. I feel like Darren Till's got this one in the bag, and I'll tell you what else I feel like. If he doesn't have this one in the bag, then something's wrong with middleweights, okay? Something's wrong, because I'm watching Derek Brunson fight, and don't get me wrong, he's good, yeah? Derek Brunson's good, like, obviously he's good, because he's winning fights in the UFC, but, like, I watched the Holland fight again, and it is a bit shit. Like, he is shit. But he's like, because it's the UFC middleweight division, he's good. And I think that's just something that's exclusive to the UFC middleweight division, because that's how fucking bad that division is. I don't see what Brunson's doing that good. Like, he's not surprising me. Oh, that was a really nice double leg takedown. What an amazing single leg by Derek Brunson. The Shabazian performance was okay. Landed a couple of good body kicks, but that was mainly because Edmund Shabazian completely gassed out after the first round. Before that, he was a first round finisher. We saw him gas out against Darren Stewart before that fight as well. Maybe we should have seen it coming, that he didn't have the best of gas tanks. Gassed out against Jack Hermanson as well in his more recent fight. So that's a problem with Edmund Shabazian. I don't really see what Derek Brunson does so amazingly well. He does throw punches, which is better than Woodley, I guess. He does throw punches, and he does, like, go for takedowns, but I'm noticing, like, the errors of his opponents more than the strengths of Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, we found out that, not that Brunson's so amazing in that Shabazian fight, we found out, oh, Shabazian doesn't really have a gas tank. He completely gassed out after the first round and had no energy to do anything whatsoever defensively on the ground. So he got beaten up. Kevin Holland goes into the fight with Derek Brunson. He has no idea what a takedown is, even though he somehow beat up Jacare from the bottom position. He has no idea what a takedown is, and he literally was body triangle himself. Kevin Holland, what is the middleweight division? Kevin Holland was body triangling himself on bottom against Derek Brunson. I don't see Till doing that. I think Till's going to get back up. I would hope. I think he is going to be able to, because he's shown an ability to do that constantly throughout his career. Even on a bad leg against Robert Whittaker, Whittaker took him down. Till just gets right back up like it's second nature to him, which is something that's very good to watch out for here. He's got great cardio. He's actually got a decent chin. He took some good shots off Kelvin Gastelum. He took some wicked shots off Whittaker, like some really fucking massive haymakers off Whittaker at certain moments in that fight, especially in the second round. He seemed decently okay, so I think his chin has gotten a little bit better since moving up to the middleweight division, and it's just his takedown defense. It seems like it's a routine for him, and maybe that's because he lived in Brazil for a while and learned a bit more of a grappling game than other guys from the UK maybe would have at that time period. But it just looks like whenever someone goes for a takedown on Till, straight away with the underhook, other underhook, get a butterfly guard, try a little sweep, like he did against Kelvin Gastelum. Gastelum shot a takedown randomly out of nowhere in the third round twice. Till just gets the underhooks, gets the sweep, up again, straight away, like it's second nature to him. So I trust him to win this one, but fuck me, and am I worried, because this fucking middleweight division is so shit. And I swear if he can't beat Derek Brunson, I know there's some Derek Brunson fans out there, all two of you. I understand that, like, Brunson's okay, and he's actually doing okay, and he's being a little bit more patient, and he's being a little bit more measured. I feel like I'd rather him be a little bit more animalistic out there against Darren Till. I'd rather a Derek Brunson rush forward and make Darren Till shit his pants in the first round. I think him being patient here against Till is going to backfire. I think Till can play that game way too well compared to Derek Brunson. It also looked like Derek Brunson started to slow down in the later rounds against Kevin Holland, and he literally did nothing in terms of work in that fight whatsoever. Like, he took down Holland a couple of times, but he was literally just laying in full guard against Kevin Holland, and on the feet it wasn't like anything crazy was going on. So I feel like Till's got a cardio advantage, a chin advantage, a youth advantage. He doesn't have a reach advantage, which is a bit of a deal, but Darren Till's so good at controlling distance, I don't think he needs a reach advantage over his opponent. He's always going to control distance better, just like Max Holloway in the featherweight division as well. I feel as though Till's got this one. Middleweights. Fucking middleweights. KO Jacare off your back. Put him in a triangle, but fucking put yourself in a body triangle against Derek Brunson, Kevin Holland. I don't get that division. And I understand, like, don't get me wrong, Israel Adesanya's a good champion, but, like, fuck me. If Adesanya's the one stuffing all the takedowns against Brunson, and all these MMA fighters can't figure it out, like, he was a kickboxer that moved over. I think Darren Till's got this one. I just believe in him. But one thing that worries me, though, and I will add this in at the end of this video, just to give myself a bit of an insurance policy, I seen a fucking video of Darren Till with his shirt off on BT Sport. He looks like a fat cunt. Where are your abs? You're a pro fighter, you mess. Honestly. I know that Darren Till's never usually in that great of shape in the middleweight division, and after I saw that video, I went back and watched his weigh-in against Robert Whittaker. I also watched his weigh-in against Kelvin Gastelum as well, and he didn't look in great shape either there, so I think this is just his middleweight physique that he has. Maybe he's gone a little bit more cardio-heavy than strength-heavy against Derek Brunson to make sure that he doesn't get swarmed and overwhelmed and blow himself out too early with looking for explosive techniques. I don't think Darren Till's going to lose this one, and if he does, that's fucking embarrassing, in my opinion. He should win this. It's a really good matchup for him. But I understand the dangers that Brunson can bring just through composure, through patience, and just having that experience, I guess. But, man, Darren Till should win this. I'm watching Brunson on the feet. I'm watching Darren Till on the feet. I'm watching guys try to take down Darren Till. It ain't happening. He's getting right back up if they do, immediately, with no positional control for them whatsoever on the ground. I feel like Brunson's worse than the other guys Till has fought. And I'm looking at him on the feet, and I'm not seeing a good striker in any way. I'm seeing a guy flail his arms around, occasionally throw a decent body kick, don't get me wrong, and then just shoot on a guy whose legs are completely fucking next to each other, who has no idea about takedown defense, and Kevin Holland. I think Till's got this one, because I think he's actually okay and good. And maybe the fact that he went so high up in the welterweight division proves that maybe he's going to carry those talents over to do well in the middleweight division as well. It's just the size that's a problem. But I think Darren Till's big enough. I know it says he's 6 foot, but I'm pretty sure he's 6'1", just like Derek Brunson. I'm fairly certain they're going to be around the same height. We'll fucking see how it goes down. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. It's just middleweights, innit? Like, it's middleweights. So, like, we'll see. Goodbye.